second. Set up. So nice. Ew. Kidding me? Nasty. Oh, 3D Medics first. Holy cow. And then we got Woodville Maker Lab and Cassandra. Let's see. Let's get the chat popped out into a separate window. Change it to live chat, switch it to the second screen, and increase scaling to 150% so that I can read it. Okay. Telepath. See, what else did I have to do? That's it. Yeah, it's up. It's a good Andy? Oh. Nope. Flag. See the garden flag mount. And it came out fantastic. So I cannot envision this break. That's really strong. By pure dumb luck, happened to have the threads in the correct orientation so that when you tighten the rod, which threads into the base, it ends up straight up and down. Then by accident, notice that my spacing here is different on this one. This one, spacing is bigger, and it's obvious, you can see it. I realized that I was off by 120 degrees. So I rotated the threads 120 degrees counterclockwise. Result is, you can now look at the part, see the thicker part right there, and know that part goes straight up and down, screwed into the wall. Now, when you thread in your rod, it will always be at the correct orientation. Finish threading it in. I know for some people who drive them crazy if that wasn't straight up or down. So now it'll always be the correct orientation. You don't need to pre-assemble it. All you gotta do is make sure this little thicker part that faces up, and you're good. This came out fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I had to make it a little bit smaller for the Viper, which only has a 245 bed. So I have two versions of this rod, 255 version and the 245 version. So I'm bringing a bamboo 255 version. I'm thinking about trying to make it a two-piece. So you can make this a little bit longer, because every now and then I'll get a garden flag that's just a little bit bigger. It's not a big deal. It just scrunches up a little bit on the rod. I also had to dig out my sewing kit because one of the garden flags I got, the channel for the shaft was so big that it could fit right over top of this. So in that case, you're going to need to sew that channel shut a little bit. Otherwise, the wind's going to take it right off the rod. Now I can attach these anywhere. I'm also going to make a modified version of this. This is my flag mount. Hey, I'm missing a piece. Anyway, it'll be pretty easy to make a version of this. Oh, they're both missing a piece. Huh. It'll be pretty easy to make a version of this with a threaded hole in the end here, so that flag can attach right to that. Much more compact. This way I could put garden flags on the metal posts of my carport as well. Hey Jerry, 3D Medic was first today. This week has been a bit of a sugar high for me. At the Roadrunner pantry last week, they had and she begged me to take a whole case, and I did not say no. I got 4 gallons of Red Diamond extra sweet tea. This is like my favorite stuff in the whole world. By the way, what I do is I drink 10% of the bottle, and I stick it in the freezer. This way you have that 10% for expansion without breaking the bottle, and freeze them. They have to be refrigerated. You can't leave them out. But I don't have the freezers. I don't have the refrigerator space. 4 gallons. So what I did is I could fit 2 of them in a freezer, and if you freeze it solid, it takes like 35 hours to thaw. So I just froze them solid to -20, and then I could take them out of the freezer, and they're good for like 2 days. If I haven't drunk it by then, back in the freezer. Yeah, this stuff is evil. It's like poison for me, but I love extra sweet tea. It's my kryptonite. Love extra sweet tea. That's all 4 gallons. The whole case, 4 gallons. Like, yeah. but um, but these came out absolutely fantastic. I am super thrilled. It uses my existing 1-inch #8 truss head screws, same ones for everything. Um, I'm very happy with that. I got some new goodies in. I also realized that some of the projects I was working on, I was thinking about the wrong way. So I've been trying to build my own Bluetooth speaker. It's not working that great. Acoustics is actually a pretty advanced science and art. If you get it wrong, it just doesn't work. I'm still going to play with it just because it's so cheap and so much fun. I got the 10-watt speakers in, got the new board that's capable of running 2 10-watt speakers. So we'll see how much sound quality I get out of that. But I realized that I don't need to build a Bluetooth speaker. I just need to hack an existing Bluetooth speaker. My issue with the Bluetooth speaker is not whether or not it's homemade by me or not. My issue is the batteries suck. I'm tired of, batteries that wear out. I mean, my favorite speaker in the whole world, not even the loudest speaker I have, my favorite speaker, it's orange. This is one of my all-time favorite speakers. I love this speaker. It's not the loudest speaker in the world, but it's very good quality. But good luck finding this. It's an titanium. Finding the orange JBL called Splash 2 or something like that. Say what's Charge 2. It's the Charge 2 Plus. This is the JBL Charge 2 Plus. Sadly, it's just old enough that it uses micro USB instead of USB-C. I was thinking I could hack this apart, but I don't want to. I love this speaker. What I might try to do is even though first of all, I have to see, is there a way for me to disassemble this without destroying it? Like, can this be disassembled without wrecking it? The battery's starting to go. The and then does it use a standard cell? Is it a bag polymer cell, or is it using like 18650s? Can I fit? Is it using 4 volts, or is it using a series pack? Like, is it running at 7 volts or 12 volts or whatever? I don't know. No idea. Usually they run these things on the naked, 3.7 to 4.2 volts, because that just keeps all the circuitry simple, EMS and whatnot. Um, that's exactly what I'm going to do, Cassandra. This is popular enough that there might be a teardown video available on YouTube, and I'm going to find out, because I just thought of this today. But what I want to do is I want to replace the batteries in this with lithium iron phosphate batteries, and then have my own additional USB-C port on the side here going through my own BMS to charge that lithium iron phosphate battery, but fit inside of here. It's going to reduce the capacity because the lithium iron phosphates have like 60% of the power density of lithium ion, but I don't care. What I want is reliable battery life, and I want reliable cycle life. I want it to last a long time. And all I have to do is make sure um, I just have to be careful. Well, yeah, I'll be going through a diode and through a voltage boost converter, because I'm going to have to boost the voltage. Otherwise, it won't drain the iron phosphate batteries down all the way. It'll cut off before it drains them, because I believe the cutoff for lithium ion is like 3 volts, while the cutoff for lithium iron phosphate is 2.5 volts. So you're going to be leaving a lot of capacity sitting on the table. So what I do is you'd use a boost converter to boost the output of the lithium iron phosphate to like 4 volts, so that you get 100% of its usage, and then you depend on your own independent BMS to cut off the power when you reach the 2.5 volt cutoff threshold. But this way I get 100% of the capacity of the batteries, and I can get lithium iron phosphate, because I really love the speaker and I want this to last. But it hit me for my mega speaker, for the speaker that we make that runs off of one of these. I like these batteries. um, exactly. I suspect that there will be a disassembly video, a teardown video. Um, the I also want to do the same thing with this. This one, the battery's dying in this. I was able to revive it, but you could tell that something's not quite right. It dies quickly. Um, I want to take apart my DeWalt battery, and I want to put lithium iron phosphate batteries in here. Now, I know it's not going to have the same capacity or the same power as a stock DeWalt battery, but I also don't give a flying fuck. I literally don't care. The vast majority of the stuff that I do with such a battery isn't high power. It's running my 1/4-inch impact driver. It's running a drill. It's running a vacuum cleaner. It's running a flashlight. So it doesn't need that power like a circular saw needs or something like that. What I want is a tool battery that's going to last. It's going to have a long lifespan. But I also want it to be compact, and it's going to have a built-in USB-C port. And if I can manage it, bidirectional USB-C port. So you can also use it as a power bank. Because once you have a couple of thousand charge cycles, you might as well utilize it for everything. But with this, it hit me that I don't need to design my own speaker. I mean, one of the whole points of the Hackett open source maker environment is to iterate. You build on other people's work so you don't have to do the same work. So I'm just going to use off-the-shelf goddamn speakers. And I'm just going to replace the battery with this. So it'll basically be this with an additional portion to hold whatever, victim I claim to use as my donor speaker. So I have 2 options coming in the mail. One is a Temu special. It's one of those Chinese speakers, but it's gotten pretty. Basically, the YouTube videos I've watched have said it punches well above its weight class. It's these little triangular speakers. They're small and they're triangle shaped. Apparently, they have surprisingly good sound for their size and price. They're $4 each. I bought two because they're TWS compatible, which means the two of them can link together and act as a stereo pair, and which is a really nice feature. So I bought two of those. It only cost me $8. And then I also just today, actually, you guys might want to grab a couple of these because it's a really surprisingly good deal. And I'm going to bet you they're NOS, which means they're legit. They're not. I don't think they're copycats. I think they're legit old stock. Um, Go away. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, forever. Huh, why did it do that? I wanted to load the other page because the other page is compatible with my login. Don't worry, I know you can't see it yet. Bluetooth connected. I can't even say it the way they do. It's funny the way they say it. Oh, come on. All these damn pop-ups, really? Seriously? You canceled my click in order to invoke that stupid page? Oh, it's not working now. You can usually get the other page to come up, which is compatible with your password manager. Okay. Switch screens so you can see what I'm seeing. Right here. Original Philips BT55 speaker. Really wish I could get the pink one. Really, really want the pink one, but I got the blue one instead because first of all, the pink one's not even available here. That's maybe that's supposed to be the red one. That looks fuchsia or magenta, and I want that one. But anyway, I bought two of these because they're $6 each, and it's probably not going to be the greatest speaker in the world, but it's Philips, so it should be a decent speaker. And I will simply design my 3D printed battery holder with an enclosure here to hold that speaker. And all I'm going to do is rip out the battery that's inside that thing, replace the battery with a boost converter, and connect that boost converter to this battery and its BMS. And now I will have a super long life, super long lasting, yet reliable quality um, Bluetooth speaker. It doesn't need to be room filling. It needs to be good enough for me to listen to a little music, to listen to audiobooks and podcasts and stuff like that. Um, so the why design from the ground up when for $2 more I can just buy an already acoustically well designed, properly made speaker. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I got two of those to experiment with. I'm pretty sure these are not TWS compatible. Very few name brand speakers are TWS compatible. And this is also an older speaker. I'd be surprised if it was even USB-C. Might be new enough to be USB-C, but I'm not sure. Either way, I don't care because I'm not going to use the connection that this device has. I'm going to use my own BMS going to my own battery, and we will connect it to that. Now the other one, oh, what's it called? Well, it'll be in my order history. Did I get it from AliExpress or did I? Yeah, it's AliExpress. It was cheaper. Now see, it wants me to sign in again. It's so annoying. And that's not what I asked you to take me to. It's like it forgot that I told it to take me there. Go the hell away. God damn pop-up. I ordered some more wire. I ordered some more of these USB-C connections. I ordered some more switches. Here I got some of the boost converters, the 2 speakers. These should be here soon. Trying to get up all the parts, and I also got these 8,000 milliamp 32700s, so I could try to make a small one. These are capable of accepting a 3 amp input, which means they can use the 3 amp BMS that I ordered here. Where is it? There it is. These paid less than $4 a piece, $7.55. A coupon. But I got the orange ones just because I like orange. But these are supposed to be surprisingly good. They punch above their weight class. And so I got 2 of these to mess with. And then I got the Philips. I didn't see the Philips until yesterday. So I ordered the Philips, since that's a name brand. Although I don't know if it's a white box. Meaning, is it actually Philips, or has Philips gone down the road of Kodak where you buy the right to use the Philips name? I don't know. I think Philips is still a legit name. Either which way, it doesn't have to be a great speaker. It just has to be a usable speaker. So I will try these 2, and I will try the Philips. And but yeah, I want to make myself a long-lasting lithium iron phosphate huge battery speaker using these components. So that will work. I also got these. I also got this. I want to see what is the cheapest LED light I can get. $5.79. It's actually surprisingly good. It's even got USB ports and a switch. It's shocking how good this is. I was really, really impressed with how good it was. I also got this, $4.19. I'm not showing you, am I? Yes, I am. And it is surprisingly nice. I do wish I could find one made of metal. If anybody finds this version of calipers made of metal, let me know. Send me a link. But so far, I have not found them made of metal. It even comes with a shockingly nice case to put them in, because this suffers the same problem that all of these calipers suffer. They never turn off. So as soon as you move the calipers, they turn on. So having a case is nice. But the 2 things that I really, really liked about these calipers, and I love this. Number 1, gigantic screen. Oh my God, I love that gigantic screen. That is so freaking nice. Oh, yes. It's worth the chintzy plastic. It's not that chintzy, but it's worth the plastic construction to have a screen that nice. I just got tired of trying to read the goddamn screens. And then also, here's the other really cool part. Battery. This is really a big deal. You might not think it's a big deal until you have to dick with it, and you realize how big it is. Hard to get this to open. That ain't gonna work. I need here, something to open it with. Come on, let me poke it. Oh, it is so hard to poke. Able to pull it out. There it goes. It uses a 2032. No more itty bitty teeny tiny LR44 batteries, which are such a pain in the ass. It uses a standard 2032, which is just really nice. Otherwise, it's your standard affair, your tar power, or whether you go inches or millimeters. But yeah, this from Alexi, and it's like $4 on the Dollar Express. It's like $4 or $5. You get it in silver, black, whatever. I don't care. All I care about is big screen, 2032 battery. Nice. If in your searching and doom scrolling on the internet, you happen to find this with the big screen and the 2032 battery that's made of metal, let me know. I'd love to have a nice quality metal one that has these same features, but I'd rather have plastic than go back to a small screen. I don't ever want to go back to a small screen again. That's just really, really nice. Oh, what else did I? Some, just some Easter earrings. Why is it so blown out? There's some Easter eggs, flower rabbit carrots, some rabbit eggs, some cheap earrings. Oh, that's the shells. Just a bunch. Ah, this is interesting. You guys are going to get a kick out of this, I think. So you buy two parts. You buy one of these, which is under $2, and you buy one of these, which is under $2. Make sure you buy the one that comes with the HX77 board, Occasions board. So this is your display and control board. This is your communications and load cell. You combine these two things together under $4, and you have a 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 kilogram scale that has 1 gram accuracy. You can actually make your own scale using these two components. You have to calibrate it. So at first the value is going to come up wrong, and there's like a calibration routine you can go into, apply a corrective value so you get the right values. But yeah, for $4, I'm going to design my own kitchen scale. Why? Because I can. No other reason. I just think it'd be fun to make my own kitchen scale, to 3D print my own kitchen scale, $4 worth of electronics. I got some free Ren earrings. What is this? Oh, I think this is the Bluetooth board that handles the 10 watts, two 10-watt speakers. That looks like two speaker wires, right? This was like, I don't know, $5, $4, something like that. It was super cheap. Yep, that's it. That is our Bluetooth speaker board. The annoying part is this actually has a USB-C port, and this can actually charge the battery, but it can't charge my battery because this is for lithium ion, not lithium iron phosphate. So if you're okay with lithium ion, I'm using like 18650s or something like that, or 21700, like built-in BMS. We're going to have to use a separate BMS because I want to design it around one of these batteries. This is going to be fun. That is surprisingly small. I know by experience that those are the DACs that handle the amplification. Those are probably going to need heat sinks. I know even on my little 5-watt board, those get pretty hot to the touch. I was surprised how hot it got another pair of nippers. By the way, the red one, don't get the yellow ones. Get the red or the black ones because they have the spring loading with the little lock, like the Creality ones do, that come with the CR6SE. And you can get these in black or red on the Dollar Express section. They have the little lock that locks them shut like that. These are cool. I like these. I love these little couple of random 18650 cells. Order. That's from the Apothecary Diaries. Another good anime. And that's the other load cell. This one's the 5 kilogram load cell. The other one's the 1 kilogram load cell. Which I can get a 2 kilogram. That would be ideal for kitchen scale. You're hardly ever going to weigh something that 2 kilograms, but then you got to remember you have the weight of the bowl, so you have to account for the weight of the bowl. But the real winners this week, though, were the calipers. I love these calipers. Oh man, I love these things. These are great. I'm actually thinking about because I like the color temperature. I'm actually thinking about using these to light my house, like to make these the primary lighting for my house. I'll have to test it, but I'm pretty sure 3 of these easily produce as much light as this, and I can flat mount these right to the ceiling, spread them evenly across, and if I have my own battery set up, it'll be 12 or 24 volts, which these are designed to run off of, which means no booster buck or inverter will be necessary to run these. And so I'm really thinking about that. I'm considering it. What I really want to do is I don't know how I'm going to afford it, but I want to try to. I want to put a metal plate along the ceiling there. Show you what I'm talking about. It's a manufactured home, so it has this running down the entire center of the. So it has that channel running down the entire center of the home. So that's along the whole length of the house. I cover that in metal and mount these directly to it. Not only will that metal be a heat sink for these, but it'll also be fire protection. So if one of these were to catch on fire, well, this at 12 volts isn't going to burn through a piece of metal. Then I was also thinking I can um something is down and can't use your Amazon referral link. What is down? My website's down? Oh, what the hell? Who am I hosted through? Um, um, Dotster. No, it's not Dotster anymore. Who's my domain through? Why don't you just give me the Whois results? Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm gonna try to find out what's going on right now. Probably owe money. Well, I thought I paid by the year. Namecheap. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't expire until September of 2026. Then iFastnet is the host. Who is the host? Oh, I forget who the damn host is. Wonder if they went out of business. Email. On. Why are you taking so long? Ooh, let me send the link to Michelle. Just forgot. Yeah. Just do it. the spam folder, see if got a renewal notice or some crap. That means it's always something, isn't it? Something. All right, nothing there. Let's do search for web hosting. iFast invoice payment confirmation 27.25. Oh, due date 3/13/25, $20. Okay, that's right. Infinity free at Nerds.com. Okay. So why didn't I get this? Renewal of a hosting that contains. How do I renew? Log in. There it goes. Not a robot. Ha! Trick you. I am a robot. Ender's right here curled up, and Noel is somewhere else. Why can't I do this? Because it wants me to type something in. Oh, it autofilled. Because it's a stupid, dumb form. Okay, one unpaid invoice. I don't need that. PayPal. You have Google Pay? Okay. Pay now. Prefer to pay with Google Pay if I can. Since you don't have all of my payment methods saved. Oh, I have to do this done. ifastnet.com. Spell it? Yeah, I did. Oh, would you let me edit the goddamn thing? Jesus. Yeah. Where's the sign in? You serious? Log in. Now. Now. Oh, GPay. There we go. Luckily, I have some money in my account. Got like $26 in there. So they better not charge more than 26. Seats. Within an hour or so, it should be back online. If not immediately, but it probably takes, it's going to have to propagate, I guess. Oh, no, it's already back online. That was fast. All right, it's fixed. Fun, fun, fun. Everybody always wants money. Hey, SPC. How are you doing? Everybody always wants money. Anything else interesting on here? Switch desktop view. Let's update printables entry. Since I am done with the flagpoles. Graphs. Edit. Okay. We need to delete this piece. Upload the version. Here's the new version right here. FP mount. Stay on this page. So it won't let me do that. I have to do it here. Okay. Now we add these pictures. Good morning, Big Bad Joe. I am doing okay. Righty. Don't want you here. And now we're going to publish it. You guys want to put up. Do I have both of these? Edit. Did I upload both of the shafts? No, I did not. So this is shaft 255. Also need to upload the short shaft. Where is that? I don't know which is which. Right, you. Let's grab you. That is the 255, right? Yes, that's the 255. 255. Okay. Short one. Guess I'll have to re-download it. Just to make sure. Hey, baby. How old are you, Michelle? Gonna curl up with Ender. Thanks. Start playing stuff. Wait. Nice. Boy. Okay. This one, 245. Yes. So we're all this left 5. Export. I might look into making a 2-piece version. People with smaller printers. For now, like an Ender 3 is not going to be able to print this. There is the F245. Upload that. Okay. If you guys want to play with that, it is now done. Out for I got 2 versions of this flag here. This one is fantastic. It's the burlap linen polyester, double-sided, double thickness. And then I got another version that's the worst garbage polyester flag you can get. Unserged edges, single ply, single side printed. Like, really? Why even bother? Like that's garbage. The only reason I didn't ask for a refund is I paid $1.81 for it. And even that was paying too much. For single sided, it's just garbage. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Upload. You'll see what I'm talking about immediately. It's such garbage. It's like why bother releasing something that's so garbage? So this is a good quality one. See, it's that textured burlap surface. It's super thick. It drapes. See how the crease here is very soft? That's because of the type of fabric. You see the hatchwork pattern in the fabric? You got to be careful. Sometimes they print that pattern like it's not real, but this one is real. It's that real burlap. It's polyester, but it's knitted into like a burlap linen, and it's of course it's got 2 sides. It's thick, so there's actually 2 pieces of fabric, 2 layers of fabric, and then it's printed on both sides. Okay, this is what you want. You want this, you want this linen burlap type configuration. This is what I mean by the scrunching. This one's a little wider than most, so the flag scrunches a little bit. Not a huge deal. Now here is the garbage one. I mean, just look at this. I mean, it's garbage. This is a single layer of very thin polyester, heat surged but not sealed edges. They didn't even cut it. Look at this. This here is the beginning of the next print. They didn't even cut it straight. It's got super loose stitching, so it's not double stitched or serged, and the other side isn't even printed. It's a single side print. This is garbage. Just like it's like why bother? Why bother releasing something so trashy? Ugh. Now the problem I run into sometimes this space here, that's the space that the your hanger goes through, and I actually have one where this space is so big it goes over top of the knob. So that I'm going to have to basically sew part of it shut so that it doesn't fall off the pipe. This one doesn't do that, but this is, I won't even put this up. This is such garbage. It's just, ugh. Like, why bother? I can tell you how to confirm you're going to get a good one, but I can't tell you how to confirm if they don't show you. They don't always show you. Sometimes you can guess, and sometimes they lie. They'll post a picture of a nice one and send you a garbage one, but that doesn't, that usually they're pretty shady from the get-go when they do that. Okay. All right, so here's a garden flag. What we're looking for. Yeah, see the burlap? See the texture? See that? It's like a burlap sack. That's what you're looking for. You want the ones that are burlap. That's what you want. And then sometimes it'll also say burlap here. Then down the bottom here where it tells you what it's made of. It'll the website's different than the that's 3D print. It doesn't tell you on here. Here, oh, there it is. There it is. So it says sometimes it'll say linen. Here it just says polyester. They're all polyester, by the way. Every one of them is polyester. But sometimes it'll say linen. You want to look for that. Then of course you want to look for, make sure it says double-sided. Don't want ones that don't say double-sided. And ideally, if they're good vendors, they'll actually post a picture like this showing you the material it's made out of. That is what you want. You want the burlap ones. Sometimes they'll have a different, I hate when it does this. Loads the page. Why? Why? What if I want to click on that and you just lost the sale because now I will never find whatever that was? Because you won't. You'll never find it again. Yeah, see, what I was going to click on is gone. Hello, kitty. Oh, there's another one. There it is. Let's see what this one shows. Does it show? This is a good sign. It's showing that it's double-sided. And then sometimes I'm trying to look for one that shows you. Let's see, does this one say anything about it? It just says polyester. This one might actually be not burlap, still okay. Yeah, so this is showing just a regular polyester fabric, but it's double-sided, which means it's probably okay. There's two different, basically, okay, so here, I'll grade flags for you. First, you have grade 1, the best. That's the burlap. Good quality, double-sided, double thickness, double layer, burlap, linen, texture. Oddly enough, the print doesn't come out as clean because it's a three-dimensional surface being printed on, but that's okay. It kind of adds to the rustic look. Then you have grade 2, which is pretty much equal to grade 1. It's the same double-sided, double thickness, heavy-duty fabric. It's a thick, high-grade fabric that's double printed, except it's smooth polyester instead of burlap polyester. And the grade 2 ones that I've gotten are equal to grade 1. I consider them equal. And the nice thing about them is that if they have high detail printing, the printing comes out nicer. Then you have grade 3. Grade 3 is double layer, double-sided, but thin, really thin polyester. And then you have grade 4, garbage, the junk, the trash. And that's the kind of stuff you get at Walmart. or not Walmart, Dollar Tree. So if you ever grabbed a garden flag at Dollar Tree, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a single layer of polyester thin fabric, many times only printed on one side. The only reason you can see it on the other side is because light passes through it. And but of course the imagery is inverted. If there's no words, no big deal. If there's words, that's a big deal. That's grade 4. That's garbage. You want to look for grade 1, or grade 2. That's what you want. You either want the burlap or you want the extra thick double-sided regular smooth polyester. I'm trying to find one that I can show you. That will. There it is. So a lot of the times what I look for is the good vendors will use this picture. They use this image right here. See? They show full quality burlap. See the texture in the material? The opening for the flag. See how it's nicely stitched? These are quality. They'll last a long time. You got to be careful not to leave them out for more than about a month. Because if you leave them out for like 6 months, the UV will start to fade them. So you want to cycle them, reduce the UV fade. And so I have dozens and dozens of these, and I every week I go out and change them. And Blockbuster. I want to grab one of these. This is neat. They have a almost 4-inch one. It's an LCD screen, and you can load whatever images you want, like an electronic badge. You can load whatever you want onto it. That's one thing I haven't figured out why it's so expensive, even on Temu, is greeting cards. I think it's because they know people will pay. That's why they charge so much. Why charge less if you know the person's going to pay, right? Another one. And price is not a good metric. Price does not help you here. I've seen $2 flags that have the nice burlap, and I've seen $5 flags that are the absolute garbage, snot, grade 4, grade 5 trash. Like, see this one here? That's the burlap. Look for this image. This is the image you're looking for. And you also want to make sure it says double-sided. It doesn't say double-sided and doesn't have this. That doesn't mean it's not good. It just means buyer beware. Be careful. It's not even about the money, because they'll refund you. If it ends up being garbage. I won't hesitate. You send me junk, I'm sending it back. Hell, half the time they'll tell you to keep it. Well, here's the way it works. If it says local, you're going to have to mail it back, but you won't pay for anything. If it comes from China, they're just going to tell you to keep it, and they'll give you credit instantly. That's a cute one. Oh, that is cute. Michelle would love that. That looks a lot like Noel. See, this one's $3. Let's see here. Double-sided. And it's burlap. All right, so that's a good one. I love garden flags. I'm addicted to them. I'm like highly addicted to garden flags. Oh, those are. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Oh, I'll add that to my cart. That's a burlap one too. Usually they're around $3. That's the usual price. Sometimes you can get them for less. I'll especially gang up with a coupon. Like if they give me a 20% off coupon and I'm ordering a $60 item, I'll throw in 10 or 15 bucks worth of garden flags and shit just to take advantage of that 20%. A $3 garden flag, that's 60 cents off. I'll take it. I want to get some of these super stubby adjustable wrenches. These would be great for grabbing the hot end when you have to loosen the nozzle. This would be great for that. trying to find one that's obviously garbage. Nope, that one's burlap. Surprisingly, most of the ones I'm finding today are great. Surprisingly, they're good quality. Humper. Yeah, good luck with the insurance claim with that message on the back of your car. They can argue intent. You want to be careful with that kind of stuff. You're dealing with insurance companies. There's another burlap one. So if you have dogs, this is great. That's a nice patriotic one. Labor Day and 4th of July. And again, nice burlap. That's $3.65. I like that's cute too. Now this one looks like it might be regular polyester. Nope, this one's burlap too. Yeah, that's burlap. And it doesn't say double-sided, but it has a picture that says double-sided front back. Make sure that it says that. It's probably not going to be quite this colorful. This is probably the image. This is not a picture of the actual flag. This is a render. Colors will be slightly muted because you're printing on top of a khaki colored burlap fabric, but that's okay. Trust me, it's fine. I prefer the burlap simply because, well, first of all, they're more durable. They're unquestionably more durable. Now, this is only $2. Is this one burlap too? No, it's not. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it is. It is burlap. Wow. Okay, that's a good deal. Oh, that's including discounts. 254. Okay. But look out, the cards tend to be pretty expensive. I mean, that one's pretty cheap, but that's including a discounted price. You know, $1.86, $4.49. Cards, for some reason, are relatively expensive. And I suspect it's we know you'll pay it, so that's pretty. And what size is it? Women's 9X. Means it's too small for me. So you see here, see how it says bust 61 to 63? The women's 9X is 61 to 63. Men's 9X is 68 to 72. And I need one size larger than the 61 to 63. That one, it fits, but it's snug. I don't like snug fitting clothes like that. It's too bad. That's pretty. That's cute. Now, see, I would like that as a garden flag because that looks just like Ender. That's a spitting image of Ender. Wow. Diamond painting? No, thank you. That was a garden flag. In fact, I want to save that picture. Yep. Not too often they give you the full picture. Oh, it's a stupid GIF, really? Opening tab. There we go. As fuck is an Aviv? You're a cheat. Thank you. That's just a pretty picture. Oh, I hope that's not part of it. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah. Because I can get that custom printed as a garden flag. as long as you have a high enough resolution image. Now that's where it gets really hard. Get custom printed garden flags. Sometimes it's really difficult to tell whether or not you're getting a good quality burlap one or a garbage one. Oh, it's cute. Let's see. 66, sure. Usually you can just type in personalized garden flag. Go. That one's a smooth. That one I can't tell. That's a smooth. Smooth might not be bad for this high-res picture, as long as now that looks like it's burlap. I'd rather get it from China, so I don't pay the $3 shipping tax. They're going to order it from China anyway. Let's see, double-sided. Wait for it to load. I mean, the smooth polyester is not that bad if it's double-sided, double layer. Does look like it's. One thing that concerns me is that it's sewn all the way around, and if it was double layer, it wouldn't need to be sewn all the way around. Single-sided, no, we don't want that. At least they were honest. Ooh, that said linen, didn't it? I think it said linen. Double-sided, premium materials. That's burlap. That's what we want. So what you do is you would take something like this, $4.06, click on personalize, click on image, upload the new image that we just grabbed. There we go. At the cart. It's a bit low res, but that'll work. There you go. $3.88. I can order that. So as long as you can find a high enough resolution image, what you want, then you can get copy it anytime you want to. So here's the interesting thing about this mount. Somehow I screwed up, and if you look carefully, see how thick this part is here? Now look at this part. For some reason this is thicker. Somehow I screwed that up. I was gonna fix it, and then I realized it's actually an advantage. I noticed that the threading lined up the shaft with this face. So I rotated the threading 120 degrees negative. So now the shaft lines up with this face. Now, all you have to do is take your mount here. All you have to do is take your mount that you print out. That's a thin one. That's a thick one. See, there's the thick face, and those are thin faces. See, that's thin, that's thick. All you gotta do is make sure the thick one's facing up. And then you can screw this into your wall or your post. And now, no matter what, I've tested it both ways. You screw your shaft in. Oh, that one didn't line up that time. Wait a minute. Which one? Oh, this one. Sorry. This one. This is the one where I corrected it. That is the old one where I didn't correct it. So you have your thicker face there, thread your shaft in, it'll always line up vertically with that face. And so now you can just screw this into the wall. Just use 4 walls, 25% grid infill. That's it. When you print this, make sure you rotate your infill 45 degrees. Otherwise, your infill comes up parallel to the walls, and you don't want it to be parallel. You want it to be perpendicular, because that's what's going to give you your flexibility and your strength. And so rotate your infill 45 degrees so that you have that where the walls are this way, but the infill is this way. I don't know how to do it in your slicer, but it should be the same in pretty much every slicer. There will be a setting for it. So for example, here, infill and infill pattern rotation. So I just rotate the pattern 45 degrees. And let me show you what that looks like. See here, shaft 245. So if I slice this, because the part is at 45 degrees, the infill is now parallel with the part. Because the infill is the angle of the infill is based on your global plane, not on the part. At least in Simplify 3D it is. So if the infill is 45 degrees, it's 45 degrees to this work plane, not to the part. You normally notice this because you don't normally rotate parts at 45 degrees, or the rotation of the infill doesn't matter. So if I come in here and I rotate my infill 45 degrees, now watch what happens. Now the infill is what we expect it to be, perpendicular to the part. And that's going to result in a much, much stronger and more flexible part without giving up your strength. Now you have layers going this way, layers going this way, layers going this way, and layers going this way. So you have all 4 cardinal directions covered. It's probably not critical, but it's such an easy change to make, you might as well. You're going to get a better part. You'll also get less warpage since you'll be covering all 4 motion directions. Yep. And you can also control the direction of the infill on the outside separate from the inside. Infill. See, here it is. So internal pattern rotation versus external pattern rotation. Reality, I should probably make that 45 degrees too. Here's the difference that makes. See here, the infill is going perpendicular to the part. See? Now it's going the full length of the part, perpendicular. See? While if I rotate that, this is if you want to, rotate that 45, and now you can see the infill is 45 degrees. So that way, that way, that way, that way. Let's see. And then also I like to use at least 20%. 20% is enough for these parts. And then I also like to increase my infill extrusion width a little bit, especially because you usually decrease your extrusion multiplier when you're making the part, which can also result in you having airy infill, since you usually print the infill faster. So I boost the extrusion width for the infill. But always make sure you use grid so it's solid. On parts like this, you want to integrate the infill into the part itself. So you really want to use grid. Um, Rectilinear is only for when you're just using the infill for internal support. It's not structural. But this here, for parts like this that are going to be exposed, potentially high winds, the infill is structural. So you want to use grid. Yeah, so that is done. I'm happy with that. I added all my little tweaks to get rid of thin wall behavior, first layer prints in phase mode. This all happens automatically. This is all designed to induce your slicer into doing these things. So the only thing you have to do is set 4 walls, 20% grid infill, and rotate your infill 45 degrees. That's all you got to do. All the rest of the features that I've added to this are designed to invoke that in your slicer automatically. You don't have to do anything special. I was really surprised how small that came out. That really came out small, but it works fine. I wonder. I did also finally get my 500 count of half-inch number 8 truss head. I'm trying to work up enough parts to sell kits for my flashlight. I've got all the screws. I've got the 1-inch. I've got the half-inch. I've got the M2s and I got the M3s. I have all the BMSs. I have enough switches and PD triggers to do about 5 kits. And I got 4 more batteries coming in, although I'm using some of those for projects. The big ones, the batteries, those are hard. That doesn't look like stainless. It's supposed to be stainless. Magnetic, not strongly magnetic. Also, low grade stainless can be magnetic. High grade stainless is not magnetic. Low grade can be magnetic. I hope that's stainless. So here's the question. Can I put this in this? The answer is yes. I can put that in that. Let's see here. So what I'm wondering is, can I make a 2-piece version of this? And can I use these half-inch screws, put them together? And the answer is yes. All I have to do is make it a little bit thicker. Or just have a bulge where the screw's going to pop out. So I can print 2 of these with like a overlapping Lego style connection. Then put a screw in it to hold together. So let's work on that. This really should be a little bit bigger. And I'm also wondering, I want to test this. And especially since you'll never have to take it apart ever again. What if I were to 3D print the screw? It only has to work once. It only has to go in one time. But if I can 3D print the screw, then you can just screw the plastic screw in, put a single drop of CA, and done. It doesn't have to be that strong. I mean, I might I might try that just, and people who don't want to mess with printing the screw, just use a screw. Okay? But for those of us who are a little bit more what can I get away with? I love finding out what I can get away with. I love extra sweet tea. True Leaf is still the best, but man, that stuff is expensive. Okay, let's work on this. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this one. Okay, let's get my stuff out of the way. Go over here, here. You are the 245. You are the big one. Yeah, 348. We're actually gonna make you a little bit bigger. We're gonna make you 10 millimeters bigger. Minus 10. Okay. Grab you. Make you 324.6. We are no longer constrained. Okay, now this is not printable even on a bamboo, because it is now 262 by 262. That is just about printable on the Anycubic Cobra X, however. In fact, I think I'm going to adjust that. How much do I have to shorten that? Get away with that. 358.7. Let's try 357.7. 57.7. Nope. Probably going to have to go down 2 millimeters. Down to 356, I think. 356. And that is, oh, it's just a hair too big. Let's just go to 355. That does it. 259.46. Can't actually do that, because if we do that, really mess it up. So I went to 355. Means we need to subtract 3.7 from this. Okay, so separate this. We're going to go to 323.9. 320.9. Yes. 320.9. Not that what I wanted? Yes, that's what I wanted. Take this piece, drag it 0.7. So we can't actually change the shape of these or they won't thread. Okay. This is going to be our optimal size, because if you have a larger printer, you can print it as one piece. Now we are 259.46. So we're going to call this one 60. Export. L. Okay. And now, just for shiggles, we're going to make a big one. Because I can. I don't need any reason. -10. 330.9. Okay. Rotate this. This one will be 267. Why am I going to export this one? Because if you're printing on a 334, then you can print this just fine. There's no reason to make this any bigger. So if you have the printer to print this in one piece, then you might as well print it in one piece. Like, why be a glutton for punishment if you don't need to? Okay. Now, two-piece one, we're going to make several changes. First, whoa, that's wrong. Oh. Oh, I screwed that up a lot, didn't I? That needs to go all the way out there. Oh man, did I screw all these up? I hope not. Probably. Derp. All right. Delete the 267. Re-export. I gotta check the other ones to make sure I didn't screw them up too. Okay, now the two-piece one we have to do a little bit differently because we need it to be thicker. Okay. We're going to take this piece, we're going to move it down, -2, -2. We're going to take this piece and move it up, +2, 2. Oh, I did not realize that those were separate. Interesting. I cannot fix that. I need to fix that. Let's see here. Well, we're not trimming that yet. What's the width of this? This is 1402. This is 1471. Oh, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Yeah, I can't do that. I was just going to make this thicker to handle that, but I can't do that. I don't have the original threads. Okay, so different way. Please stop using stupid colors. Now, I need to make this interlocking. How do I wish to do this? First, how thick is it? Does it really have to be that? Well, I can make it a little thicker. So I need to move this up 0.22. 0.2. It's probably going to buff the end a little bit. Yeah, that's okay though. Oh, it still clocks it. Okay. That makes it an even 10. Makes my life a lot easier. um, okay. I want the total length to be 365. How am I going to do this? Think, is it as simple as centering it? Can I get away with that? 5. Let's make this 50. Okay. That's going to be my split. Think about it, think about it. It should be possible to do a simple invert. So if I do that, then I do this, shorten this, this, make this 10 tall. Then we're going to make this 6 tall. Not what I wanted. Deselect, then reselect. 6. Want a nice wedge. That, turn you into a hole. Line you with this. Not obey me. Here. Exactly what I wanted. This. Hide you temporarily. Drop you back. Go. Okay. Let's make this shorter. Make this a 5.1. Go. Now. This is not exactly correct. I need this to be the shape. Centered. Let's duplicate. Okay. This needs to go. I don't think this is right, but let me get this started so I can see what I'm looking at. That actually is kind of what I want. If I make that duplicate it, make it a whole, and join it with this one. Okay. Now I should be able to delete this. Control D. Rotate. Color. Right. Control D. Whole. Join. That didn't work right. This is not aligning properly. Actually, I know how to fix that. The XY plane doesn't matter. The interface matters. So this hole, I can stretch it. Come on. Goes. Now. Oh, something wrong. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Nope, 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 nope. I do this, this. Then I also have to do this. Avoid cutting away that piece. Got it. No, it's doing that. Why is it doing that? Wrong. need to do. I see what I'm doing wrong. How do I fix this? I'm close. I know what I need. I just figure out how to do it. First, I think this is too big. Yeah, this is way too big. This does not need to be this big. It only needs a screw to go through. Not need to be this big. Okay. Solid. Join you with that. Okay. Okay. I think I know what expand you. Expand you. Why did you do that? Why? Okay. You. This. No. There it is. This. Turn you back into a solid. You into this. Back into a hole. Join you. There we go. That's what I need. That. Take 180. There. Okay. Really? I somehow screwed that up? How did I do that? How the hell did this happen? Oh, he's got a mess of me. Yeah, there it is. Of course. Hmm. Why can't I join these? Why didn't want to let me do that at first? Change you to orange. Now we're gonna hide you. Oh, for Christ's sake! They're good boys. Come on. Really? What's your problem? You're really gonna give me a hard time, aren't you? Oh, come on. What the hell? Simple as. Why can't I pick this? Is it still doing an operation or something? Like it won't let me select this. How do we do this? Go to the damn page. Really? You're gonna completely fail to load on me? Right. Copy. Design. Okay. Come on. Just do what I say. Eat. Right. That'll simplify the page a little bit. That should give me headroom. Why is it failing to load? It's not that complex a file. Something about it's pissing it off. Great. My file's corrupted? That just oh, there it is. There. How about you go all fuck yourself? How about that? Yeah, there it is. Has to go here. This has to join here. This has to turn into a hole. To join. And before it has a chance to puke all over itself, refresh. Okay. Stub. Export. Delete all the complexity. Stub. Okay. Reload the page to delete the history. I didn't want to go back to an earlier history because I would lose the work I did making this. I put a lot of work into making this, so I want to keep. But I got it, so now this is intact. Although the length is probably going to have to be adjusted. See that. Change color. There we go. How long was this? Oh, $3.95. Oof. I need to take a chunk out of that. Needs to be 365. That means I gotta take 30 millimeters out. Okay. That's pretty easy to do. D. This. This. Hate when it does that. Chunk out of this. Them. Take a chunk out of this one. Them. Take these two. We bring them back in line with each other. Okay. Except I screwed. Oh, these are identical. This is 12. I got an easier way to do this. go. So we take these two, line, you, take this one, line, you, here. There. This should now be the same length as that. 12, 12. Now we take this, and we move it this way, 30 millimeters. Now our total length is 365.44. We gotta go another 0.44. 0.44. Okay. Delete. Join these two. Go. Now we are 365. Okay. Now, how do I want to do this? Can't just have the screw pop out. I need the bottom side to have the bump. I can't have the bottom side have the bump. I did this all wrong. I made it symmetrical. It needs to be asymmetrical. Shit. Think, Chris, think. I need this to be shaped differently. All right. Need a cutting tool. B, hole, and join. All right, I now have a cutting tool. What I need is a bump on this side. I need to make sure the screw can bite enough of these threads to work. So we're going to Control D, hole, join here. Take this. Take these two and hide them. We're going to take this and extend it. This. Bring everything back. Or join this and this. Not what I asked you to do. Do as you are told. Okay. That doesn't look like it's proper, but it is. Okay. Now we take this, make it 3 by 3 by 3. I did not ask you to do that. I think I need to bevel that. So that it gets narrower here. So because the screw is pointy. I need as many of the teeth of that screw bite into this as possible. In fact, if I do this right, I can even have the screw overlap this a little bit. Okay. This is going 5 by 5. 5 by 5. To center this too. How do I do that? I have to make this shorter. I need to touch this down here. 2, align U. Here. Okay. U. First of all, U, we're going to get cut into U. We're simply going to get cut into U. There. That's it. Yeah. That's a straight pass. I then take this. Ooh, that's not going to work. Yes, it will. I can slide it in sideways. Yeah, that'll work. Except for this needs to be a bit smaller. Yeah. So let's make this 3.8, 3.9. Let's make this 17.8, 17.6. Then join this with this. Join this with this. I need a tolerance so that these parts will actually fit together. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So these parts will slide in together sideways, and then the screw will go straight through here, lock the two pieces together. Now this, I have to rotate this way so that it can be printed. Otherwise, you'll never be able to print that. There. That's a two-piece shaft. Hey, I think that'll work. How big is this? 212, so any printer can print this. This also means you won't have to rotate your infill either. Likey. Ooh, that is going to create some problems, though. because the screw is going to stick out the bottom a little bit. The screw is going to poke out the bottom here. There's nothing I could do about that. The only way I could fix that would be to make this whole thing thicker. I can't make the whole thing thicker without redesigning it. I'm just not willing. So you're just going to have to put a piece of tape over that screw. Or dab a glue, or take a file to it, or maybe later if I really get the urge. Hard would it be just to make the whole damn thing thicker while keeping the threads the same. I do have a copy of the threads. Just realized threads are in this piece. Unmolested threads. Forgot I need the other piece too. Come on. You back to here. I am showing my this. I also need this. See, the trick is to avoid having to redesign the threads so that everything remains compatible. Hang. Yes, we split it. There is unmolested threads. All I have to do now, that is, okay. This, drop. Need to do, you and you need to go this way, this way. Now we are center on center. Okay. Now this is 14.03 wide. This is going to be a different size. 4.0. Go. That did not do what I asked it to do. There we go. Okay. Let's check for alignment again. Let's do this. Okay. Why don't they line up? Is it a rotation error? Yes. There it is. So now we're at the same rotation. Looks like the scaling is correct. Okay. This is 17.27 long. Right. Line, end. Take U, shift U, 17.27. Okay. Righty. We are 14 tall. So if I want to make it 10 millimeters, I'll take a I think I can get away with just lopping off the ends. Minus 17.27. Yep. It'll work. Eight. Take you and you. This is a very sloppy way of doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You and you. I do not want to redo all that mess there. I don't. It should be as simple as making this whole thing now 12. 12. Now I should be able to simply take this. Work plane. Come on. Drop. Plane. Drop. Back down here. Okay. Grab you. Line. You. Center. And center. Now, you. Line. You. Center. Center. Now, it should be as simple as drop this. That. Drop this. That. Right. Select this. Join them. Duplicate them. Need one for this one. Come on. Gotta do. Not appear to have worked. Where'd it go? Oh! Forgot to join these. This joined with this. No, I just need to shorten these. One goes to this one. Join. One goes to this one. Join. I need to make sure these literally overlap. I'm going to go to 0.1. I'm going to do a 0.1 overlap. 0.1 overlap. Join. Join. See if I fucked it up. See if these even vaguely look like they still go. Yep, they look like they go together. Okay. Okay. Neat. All right. Halves. And a simple half-inch number 8 modified truss head should join those two together. They're now should be thick enough so that the point does not come out the bottom. In fact, I can improve that a little bit further by dropping a piece on here like this, that, flipping this, making it point 0.3, joining them together. This way, if the point does, it'll be a solid bottom, and if the point does touch the bottom, it should push the plastic out, which will still be smooth. So if it does push a tiny bit, it shouldn't compromise it. And because I beveled it, the maximum amount of threads rip that plastic. Now, of course, the screw head's going to stick out this side, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Because that's not a rough edge. It's going to grab the flag. Okay. I mean, will this be as strong as a solid piece? No, but it doesn't have to be. What matters is the joint. Okay. Support. Halves. I'm not even bothering doing a 3D printed screw. If I wanted to do a 3D printed screw, I would need to these would have to have molded in threads. Okay. This. Let's upload this. Get print going. Let's edit this. Did I upload the 267? It's a 245. There's the 255. So I have not. Okay. Upload these two. Okay. Okay, that should do it. And let's get that sliced. I want to print this. So I think it's going to be pretty neat. Where? Parts. Like this. Wait a minute. Sure. Funkiness. No errors. I would prefer to print it this way. Okay. Egg 90. Blower blowing on these. Maximize the cool overhang. What I should do is knock a 1/4 millimeter off of both of those. But I want that fit to be really tight. So I'm going to gamble. I can get away with it. Okay. We got to change the infill angle back to 0, since these are not printed at a 5. Okay. Sure, the arcs here are rough, but who cares? I don't care. Okay. Fuck is it doing that? It absolutely should not be doing that. Oh, I hate when the slicer thinks it's smart and it's doing something stupid like that. I mean, I know how to fix it, but I shouldn't have to. Point add. Oh, I can't do that. Really annoying that I have to do this. There we go. That's what it should look like. Now, the reason this is happening, why is it printing weird like this? That's because technically this is a bridge. Because this is a separate model that is starting 0.3 millimeters off the bed. So it thinks it's printing this in midair. That's how I'm tricking it into printing that first layer properly. I also have to get rid of this. Then we're going to increase the size of this to 10. Doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. This also needs to be modified. So the first layer prints at 100%. It thinks there's 2 first layers. Okay. There, now I got a single rim. There. A motherfucker. Probably bottom is already set for 2. The hell is my memory card reader? Why can't I find this? Ow! My leg partially fell asleep. Where is my card reader? Oh. Come on. Where is my card? Should be right here. It's not like it's something I don't use every day. Every goddamn day. I somehow can't friggin' find it. Seriously? You're just gonna keep getting in my way. That was a mouse cursor. There it is. Transparent, so it kind of hides. Halves. Hey. All right. I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna call it quits for today. I'm gonna get these half shafts printed. See if I can together using a single screw. See how strong that is. In fact, I'll put that up as my second flag post. See how it holds up. It should hold up fine. I can't imagine it being a problem. The joint's in the middle, so it's not what's being torqued. Worst case scenario, I can shift that joint down to one end so it experiences less torque. But seeing as how the filament is going to be going the long way and it's going to be held in compression by the screw, it should be more than strong enough, meaning it should handle more forces than it's ever going to experience. Unless someone grabs it and tries to break it, then of course it's going to break. But then again, if it's a solid piece, it would do that anyway. Can't think of anything else right now. That's it. Still haven't heard back from Armorf yet. As of right now, I don't have a table. I forgot to register. I'm on the waiting list. I'm going no matter what. I'll be there no matter what, but I might not have a table. Probably going to be a last minute thing when see who calls out. I'm number 20. That was stupid. If you guys want to help me out, I love a little help, especially with gas prices pushing $4 a gallon. Yay! Because it's going to be a 800-mile trip, round trip. It's going to use a decent amount of gas. Send me a Zelle. It's tax free. There's no fees on Zelle or PayPal or whatever. Appreciate it. That's it. I'll see you guys next week. Get some of these flags put up. I'm gonna for the weekend. I'm gonna work on this. I want to add some. I want to add some garden flags to my carport. I found this one that says "No soliciting." It's a frog in like a sheriff uniform. He says, "Go on, get." It's like, okay, I want that. That's just funny. And that's it. I'll see you guys later. See you next week. Be good. Unless it's fun, then be bad.